Greetings, football fans.
This is the ESPN LA USC Trojan Media Network.
Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Are you ready for some football?
Here we go. Friday, October 25th, 2024.
You're listening to USC Football, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Let's do it. Friday night at the Coliseum as we get you set tonight for our USC Trojans battling the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Time to get back to winning. Let's fight on.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We count you down to kickoff right now.
This is the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI.
Hand off to Marks, into the line, down to the 4, the 3, the 2, the 1, falls forward, into the end zone. Touchdown, Woody Marks, touchdown, USC.
Brought to you by
YETI. We make great gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC Football.
Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
And by SmartStop Self-Storage, the smarter way to store.
Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today.
Now, here's the Trojan Tailgate Show with Jordan Moore,
Sean Cody, Sua Cravens,
and Cody Kessler.
Hello and welcome to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI. We are live on a spectacular LA Friday night for sports. Not too far away, the World Series has already begun. New York and Los Angeles competing in that one. And here inside the Coliseum, just down the 110 a little bit, it'll be the State College of New Jersey Rutgers and the USC Trojans. I am Jordan Moore alongside Sean Cody, Sua Cravens, and Cody Kessler. And it's a great night, guys, but it's tough times around here. A 3-game losing streak coming in, and last week was a tough one. Trojans let one get away in Maryland.
Yeah, definitely, Jordan. If you would have told me on the season that USC would beat LSU and lose to Maryland, I don't think I would have believed that one. So a tough one for the Trojans. Another tragic loss at the end of the game there, where they just couldn't find enough plays and lose by 1 point, where you're a couple snaps away from trying to find a win. But like I said, just a tough sled in these last 3 games for the Trojans. Not able to find those big plays at the end of games.
Yeah, not able to find the big plays, not able to finish, Sua. I mean, ultimately, that's what it's come down to in all of USC's losses, is a team that had a lead in the fourth quarter and just couldn't get over the finish line.
Yeah, these aren't games that we're not in. These aren't games that we can't finish or don't have a chance of winning. These are games that are pretty much playing out the way we need them to through the first 3 quarters, and we're just kind of finding ways to, tire out. Maybe it's because the lack of size. Maybe it's the physical play of this new conference. I don't know, but we just can't seem to get the job done, especially late in the fourth. We kind of come to a stall and seem to give up the momentum.
Cody, we always lean on you to start with the quarterback, and that'll be our first topic of the night because it was the topic of the week. There were a lot of people that expected or considered a potential quarterback change. Lincoln Riley came out early in the week and said that was not going to happen. He's sticking with Miller Moss. Assess what you've seen from Miller, and last week, 34 of 50 for 336 yards and 3 touchdowns with 1 INT. Doesn't sound so bad, but teams always, when they want to spark, they look at the QB spot.
Yeah, and like I've always said before, the winning record, the losing record always goes on either the quarterback or the head coach, right? And I think Miller's doing a lot of things well, right? He's playing at a high level in multiple categories. I just want him to take that next step. And what that looks like for me is eliminating some of those costly turnovers, right? Especially when we're driving the football. He had one against Minnesota when we were going down there to extend the lead, and then last week against Maryland. I also like to see him be a little bit better with his deep ball accuracy, right? And stay tuned, foreshadowing a little bit for the offensive game plan. I'm going to get into that some more later on the show. And then the other thing I think he can do to help himself a little bit, the offensive line's been better, but I'd like to see him extend plays with his legs a little bit more when the pass game is not there. But overall, like I said, he's doing enough to win these games. He's just got to eliminate those costly errors that he's having late in the fourth quarter.
Surprised that they didn't make a move, or what were you thinking going into the week?
I'm a little bit surprised. You heard some statements early on, maybe after the game and on Monday, that maybe you thought maybe something would happen. Maybe there might be some movement. He did miss those throws and a costly turnover, and that's kind of what plagued him the last 3 weeks. So I don't know if I expected a move, but it sounded like Lincoln Riley stand by his guy, and he's gonna ride him this year, I think.
And certainly, if you're going to be loyal to somebody, be loyal to Miller Moss, who has been loyal to this program and loyal to this university in this era, Sua, where you speak so passionately about how you don't don't believe that, guys should be captains or wear 55 when we talked about that, if they're transfers. Miller Moss is a guy, again, if you're going to believe in somebody, believe in him because he believed in this place.
Yeah, and you just don't want to send the wrong message to the locker room. When you got a guy like that that's been loyal to you for the last 4 or 5 years in an era where that's unheard of, it's not common for guys to stay around even when they know there's a Heisman in place and he's going to be here for at least 2 years. You expect guys like that to leave, especially with somebody like Miller who could have easily played at San Jose State and been the guy for 4 years, or San Diego or Fresno. And those are good schools, but this is a guy who's I'm dedicated to this university. So as a head coach, you don't want to show a guy who's been here through the long run that at any moment you can get thrown away, even when he's not playing that bad, because the numbers actually shine.
Yeah, the numbers shine, and I thought, Cody, for the first time, we played a defense that sort of allowed the numbers to shine a little bit. We started seeing some one-high safety. You started seeing some looks where you could push the ball vertically. I don't have the official stat in front of me. It's just a guess, but I would guess it was a season high in air yards because it felt like they were pushing the ball downfield much more than the sort of dink and dunk we've seen for most of the season.
Yeah, and like I said before, and I love that. I love us being more aggressive, right? We played a lot of defenses in the Big Ten that are bend, don't break. They like to keep everything in front of you. Maryland played a lot of these zero shell looks where they didn't have a safety over the top. They played some man-to-man on the outside. There's just more out there, right? Although we did hit some of those, and I love the way that he's accurate with the back shoulder throws. I love the way that he allows our receivers to go up and get the football. I just want to see him be a little bit more aggressive, putting the ball over the top, right? We talk about as a quarterback, there's a 1 ball on a line, there's a 2 ball that's intermediate, and then there's a 3 ball where you throw it early with air, let your receivers go get it. We had multiple times, I think Deuce twice. We had a throw to Kyron he could have made. Charles Ross had an unbelievable stutter and go move. Just I want to see him put a little bit more out, put a little bit more air under the football so he can go out there and finish some of those big plays.
Sean, the other talking point of the week was it perceived imbalance between run and pass, and there are some statistics to back it up. It just surprised me a little bit because my eye test of watching this team, we have talked all season that it does feel like they feature Woody Marks, and Woody Marks is 4th in the Big Ten in rush attempts. They didn't get Quentin Joyner involved last week, and they did have 50 passes to 20 runs. So I see the sort of complaint, if you will, although they passed it very well last week, and we put the stats up on the board. But do you feel on the course of the season that they've been out of balance? Because I have not felt that way, but the stats say that they kind of have been.
I kind of feel that Lincoln Riley believes in his offense, and his offense is based off numbers. And if numbers show that you're supposed to run the ball or you're supposed to pass the ball, that's what he's going to lean on. In that game, he thought the air raid was there, the air attack was there. We missed some passes, probably was there all day. Looked like Maryland wanted to shut down that run game a lot more. So, and also he uses that RPO game. He uses screens. Those are kind of Lincoln Riley runs when you think about it. When you get it out of your quarterback's hand fast. Would you like to see some more runs? Yes. I just think Lincoln Riley is always going to be a numbers guy, and whatever the numbers say is kind of what's going to dictate how he attacks them.
What do you think, Sue? What was your take on that? Do you feel like we're out of balance?
I just feel like we want to naturally pass the ball. That's what this offense is about. And we want to, thread the ball down the field and get those chunk plays, those big splash plays. But when the run game is working, I just feel like you got to stick with it. Every game is different, and every team's going to play you differently, whether they have a good old up front D-line that can pass rush, but they aren't really good in the run game, or switching and vice versa. You just got to pick and choose your poison. And I just feel like no matter what we're getting in the offensive game in the run, we still decide to pass the ball. And I wouldn't say it's off balance. It's just inopportune the way we run the ball.
My theory is, too, and we'll get into this in a little bit because I think we have to take a break here, but just to throw a stat out there, Miller Moss has only 9 non-sack runs this year. So they count, in college, they count sacks as running plays, but he only has 9 non-sack carries. So when I look at it, Woody Marks, is 4th in the Big Ten in rush attempts. When I look at it, maybe it's the QB rush game that's just sort of completely disappeared from this offense. So something to talk about. We're going to do a whole segment breaking down Miller Moss and this offense coming up. It is Friday Night Lights tonight. I keep thinking that this game is tomorrow, but Sunday there is basically a Big Ten championship match. I call it a big soccer title match, and it's at Dignity Health Sports Park. That's where the Galaxy plays in Carson. So great venue, chance to go. It's a noon kickoff. It's USC versus UCLA. A beanie for the first 1,000 fans. We could use a beanie up here tonight. A little bit chilly. Go to usctrojans.com/dignity. The tickets are free. So usctrojans.com/dignity. Get your free tickets. Pack the house. If USC wins or ties that game, they are Big Ten champions. So USC women's soccer, check them out on Sunday. Next up, we're going to take a deep dive into the USC defense. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Alas, the ship rides to the morning. It's calling, me back home, put down the sorrow and dance to me.
Discover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, where you can be an impact player, a clutch hitter, or a wild card. No matter what your game is, the excitement and relaxation you're looking for is here. So get back to the fun and play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
Check my fellas, we all flock the same. Birds of the same feather, we together, this forever. Switching bezels every level.
From the 6 with a motherfucking chip on my shoulder. Check, she ain't gon' get this over. Chevy or the Benz, he probably get the Rover. But then again, all 3 what he get for a shoulder. Poor Fourier told me drive slowly. 24 plus more, my drive Kobe. Giving gold, the flow is mine only. One of a kind, you not Obi-Wan Kenobi. Many have tried and failed, parking lot full of shells. When hammers are fly, where the skies, you not low-key. No Avenger friends, we not homies. Wanna live too fast, you die slowly. I wanna sit on the throne, I ain't gon' leave it alone. For all the
Not gonna believe this, girl.
Mom! Dad! Dad, have you seen this?
I did it.
Wells Fargo helps thousands of students go to college.
He got in.
By funding $107 million in scholarships and programming for diverse communities.
Don't worry. I'll be back.
When a bank does what it says,
I knew you could do it!
opportunity happens. Doing gets it done. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing.
And the all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
Ocean views, magical sunsets, a luxury resort like no other. Discover Terranea, located along the stunning Palos Verdes Peninsula in Southern California. Book your getaway to Terranea now at Terranea.com. And when you've got good beer and good vibes, it's all buena. Stone Buena Vesa's Salt and Lime Lager is Baja-inspired, imported from San Diego, located near you at fine.stonebrewing.com. There we are behind the west end zone here inside the Coliseum. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Sua Cravens, and Cody Kessler. Defense, guys, we talked a lot in the beginning of the season about how no one in this league throws, and then we found a couple teams that were down to pass, and it's been an issue. 773 pass yards allowed combined in the last 2 weeks. Now, with that, there's come some more opportunities as well. Also, 4 interceptions by the USC defense. But Maryland looked like a Pac-12 team to me, Sean. We talked about it sort of defensively, but offensively, they wanted to play through their wide receivers, and they did so pretty effectively.
Yeah, Prather was a problem for us. Felton was a problem for us. Those wide receivers we talked about going into it, they were pretty good. Billy Edwards Jr., I thought, looked remarkable. It makes him look like really good quarterback out there as the game went on. Most of this problem, I think stems from the lack of pass rush. To me, it's you see a lot of just not one-on-one wins, and if you're in Coach Lynn's case, you got to bring some pressure. You got to force the quarterback issue, and then you bring pressure, and then you put quarterbacks in on an island. So it's a problem of not winning up front and getting to the quarterback. That's why you have to bring extra pressure. That's why you put these cornerbacks on an island. So it's just an overall, I think, just a pressure issue for me.
What are you seeing in the secondary?
Yeah, it's agreed. It works hand in hand. The pass rush and coverage go hand in hand. If the D-line can get to the quarterback in less than 3.5 seconds, I don't have to cover as long, so I don't need to get into my pedal and panic out and give a guy maybe 10 yards when he's running a stop route. And as you've seen, because we don't get pressure on the quarterback consistently, our DBs pre-snap line up 10 yards off, which is an immediate read for a quarterback, a free 5 every single time. And it's just hard to play like that. It's hard to play like a DB on your heels. And as a D lineman, it's hard to try to get momentum when you can't send extra numbers because you put the DBs in a bind. So it's just a lot to figure out at a game.
And this was the first one, Cody, where we saw a team play through wide receivers, right? Penn State kind of lit them up in the pass game, but it was really all that tight end. This was a big-time wide receiver, and so we're starting to see at the cornerback spot, and there's some depth issues there, some injuries going on, and a real test there, although Jalen Smith played very well.
Yeah, and I think, too, you got to think back the last couple of years. We haven't really had a true lockdown corner since Mekhi Blackman, really. We've been searching for that. I think Jalen Smith, like you said, is playing well, but I think our pass defense isn't quite there yet, right? I think it was overshadowed a little bit with how many times different teams ran the football, but if you go back and look at some of the numbers, LSU threw it for 303 yards on 38 attempts. Penn State 409, Maryland 373. Those are the only teams that have thrown it more than 30 times this year. So I think those numbers speak for themselves to say when we have been challenged with a team that's going to throw the football, we just aren't quite there yet. But yeah, I'm with Sean on that too. The pass rush has to be better to help out the secondary.
All that said, again, we talked about this at the top. They were in position to win a game, and the way Lincoln Riley keeps putting it, it's not the offense, it's not the defense. Everyone's had a shot to finish these games, and on defense, Sean, it comes down to me to these big fourth down plays. Two of them went away. They let two get away against Penn State. Could have finished on the field that way, and then there was a 4th and 5 that sort of got the missed tackle, got the Maryland, kept them in the game. I looked up the fourth down stats. They're pretty ugly. Opponents are 10 of 13 on fourth down in USC's losses. So they're just not getting off the field in big downs.
Yeah, and it's sad because you see the third downs and you think, dang, this team must be getting off the field on third downs. But that's not the case because the fourth downs, teams are just deciding, hey, we're going to try our luck against this. It's a maybe 60% chance. I think it's about 58% on the year where we can make it against the Trojans. So why not give it a roll? And so these teams, you've seen them even in backed-up situations. They're not afraid of these Trojans on fourth down. You're going to try their luck, and the Trojans just have it time after time and not be able to get on that crucial fourth down in the end, and it's cost them a couple games.
So what's the key to fourth down defense? I mean, kind of a stupid question. Oftentimes fourth downs are 4th and 1s. I will say the ones that come to mind are not, though.
Yeah.
And, the one last week and the 2 against Penn State, those were not 4th and 1s.
Yeah, you would think we were playing Dan Campbell and the Lions the way teams go on for it on fourth down against us. It's just no fear, and you want to get in those 4th and longs, and on third down you have to be really good. If you can keep a team below 35% on third down, that should be good enough to win the game. But now we have to be good on fourth down, and when we get into those 4th and longs, our DBs just have to be aggressive. It's a pass because we don't have the pass rush like we've said. As a DB, you're going to have to cover a little bit longer, and in college you can get handsy before the ball's in the air. So I don't want to tell our DBs we need to press in 4th and long, but something to knock off the timing, whether it's a zone pressure or something, because right now we don't seem to be able to finish when we get them right where we want to. Fourth down is a key down we can never go, especially 4th and long.
Yeah, and I'll put a little bit on the offense in this football game. I know we've been hard on this defense about getting those 4th down stops, but they did get a great 4th down stop with, I think, 3 minutes left to go in this football game. It was a beautiful play call by Denton Lynn to send Kamari Ramsey on a blitz, and then our offense just can't go down there and finish, right? They get the block kick, and then they go down and score. So that's the thing for me, too, in these fourth quarter gotta-have-it moments. We're not playing complimentary football. It's either the offense goes down and throws a touchdown to Kyron Hudson against Penn State, and the defense can't get a stop, on that next drive, or the defense does get a stop, and the offense just can't put the game away.
Sean, replacing Eric Gentry has proved extremely difficult.
Yeah, it's the playmaking, right, of Eric Gentry. Obviously, he's out there. He's a unique player with the length and the speed he has and ability to pass rush and cover and tackle well. So a unique contributor, but that playmaking ability, the ability to make a play in those crucial situations. This looks time after time like this defense is just looking around in those key moments. Hey, who's going to make this play? And that was Eric Gentry for a lot of those games where he would go in there, finish a game off with a big play, and just haven't found that playmaker to replace Eric Gentry yet.
Well, later on in this show, we're going to have USC women's basketball head coach Lindsey Gottlieb, and she leads the number 3 team in the country. She's going to be they're going to be an incredible attraction at the Galen Center this season. So make sure you get your tickets to see USC women's basketball all season long. USCTrojans.com/WBB tickets is your way into Galen to see Juju, Kiki, and company this season. All right, when we come back, it's the offensive game plan. Cody's got it. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
You can feel it. A force that moves everything around it. With intensity and power that comes from deep down inside. Full-time fans, your passion is unshakable, and you deserve a reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
What if you could use retirement accounts to invest in crypto? With iTrust Capital, you can. iTrust Capital allows you to invest in your favorite crypto assets 24/7 with the tax benefits of an IRA. So instead of paying taxes on your crypto gains every year, you can defer taxes till you retire using an iTrust IRA. Or with an iTrust Roth IRA, you can withdraw tax-free at retirement because you're in this for the long haul. Start investing today at iTrustCapital.com.
It's not just designed to look good. It's built to command attention. It's not just a comfortable interior. It's a quiet refuge. They're not just headlights. They light the way forward. The new fully electric Audi Q8 e-tron models. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. And Trojan fans, get ready to fight on with Fruitist Blueberries. Ooh, a new sponsor, Sean.
I like
Blueberries, very good for you. Sweet, crunchy, and packed with goodness. They're the ultimate game day snack. Fruitist, the official superfruit snack of the USC Trojans, available in stores near you. You a big blueberry guy, Sean?
I put them in my smoothies, correct.
Yeah, blueberries, good for you. Superfood. Back in the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI, Jordan, Sean, Sue, and Cody. Here's the offensive game plan with Cody Kessler.
The USC Trojans offensive game plan is brought to you by DirecTV.
Stream the Trojans all season long on DirecTV without a satellite dish.
Had some big opportunities.
There he is. Go ahead, Cody. You got to start again, bud, because nobody heard you.
I just crushed that intro, but I'll do it again. Miller Moss has done a lot of things at a high level this year for USC on the offensive side of the football, but one area I'd like him to see to take that next step is his accuracy when pushing the football down the field. This team has had a lot of opportunities the last couple of games in the vertical pass game to have some explosive plays. We just have not been able to connect on some of them. I want to take a look at a couple plays against Maryland and show you what I'm talking about and where I think Miller can take that next step. And there we go. The first play we're going to look at here, I want you to pay attention to Deuce Robinson in the slot. This is a third down early on in this football game. Deuce is going to run a slot fade. Does a great job of running vertical, stepping on the DB's toes, and giving Miller to throw the football over the top. Now, as this play continues to go, he does a great job here with no safety help over the top. And I know this year Miller has struggled to have protection in the pocket. Right, offensive line has given up some big hits. But in all these clips, I want to show you what it looks like when he has a clean pocket. He can make this throw. He's just not quite getting it there. Now, as this play continues to go, you can see Miller there in the pocket has a clean pocket to throw from, put some good air under the football, and now you see Deuce get on top of this defender, right? He has a lot of space to work with. I want to see Miller throw it to that yellow area on your screen. Now, if you're listening at home, I have an area circled about 15 yards ahead of Deuce. That's where you need to put this football at. You need to put it over the top so they can run underneath. That's the landing zone. That's the dropping it in the bucket zone. But as this play continues to go, you're going to see right here, Deuce Robinson, again, does a good job getting on top, but Miller leaves it a little bit short, and that lets the DB get back into the play. Now we have to get off the field and punt on fourth down. Now, the next play, another explosive play to be had. Deuce Robinson again in the slot. Maryland's going to show a cover zero look, right? They have no safety help again over the top. They don't quite bring cover zero up front. They drop out of it, but they stick man-to-man across the board. Deuce again running that slot fade. Does a good job of pushing up, working the DB's toes, getting on top, and giving him space to throw the football. And as this play continues to go again, Miller Moss, look at him, a clean pocket. He can step up. He can make this throw. He can step into the throw. And as this play continues to go, again, Deuce does a great job of getting on top. He ends up beating this defender by 2 steps as this play runs here. And there we go. And then you can see him get on top. This is where you need to put the football. In the back area, at the front pylon, let him go get the football. You have a ton of space to work over the top. Like I said, a cover zero look. No one backside, no defensive back deep in the end zone, no safety over the top. Put it out there. Let him go get it. He has 2 steps on this player. But as this play continues to go, you're going to see here, just leaves it a little bit short, lets the DB get back involved. It could have been caught, sure, but he gets a hand on the football instead of putting it over the outside shoulder, and that's an easy layup touchdown. There's just too many times in this football game where we had opportunities for that. Now, the last one against Maryland I want you to look at here. Look at the top of your screen. You're going to see Charles Ross. Hasn't got a ton of opportunities this year, but he comes in and makes a big-time play right here. Does a great job on his stutter curl route and then runs a go. And as this play continues to go, this is a great job of him getting vertical, selling the stutter, and then taking off vertically. And you're going to have Miller Moss, again, having time in the pocket. Beautiful job, taking 3 steps, hitching up. I have time to step into my throw. Great job by the offensive line. But as this play continues to go, you can't see him just off your screen, but Charles Ross wins on this route. And then, I know this is a little
but Cody's headset dropped off, so we will continue without him. I don't even think Cody even knows. So if you're watching on the stream, Cody is continuing to give No idea that his audio
over the top.
is...
It's a 40-yard
back.
game. Am I back again? Am I gone again?
You were gone for quite some time there.
Okay, well, what you just saw here was Charles Ross run a stutter and go. Miller Moss had room to put over the top. It's a high-level throw, but you've got to make that. Instead, he underthrows it a little bit. We get a 15-yard penalty, which I'll take. That's good, but it could have been a 40 or a 50-yard gain or an explosive play to where we finish in the end zone. Now, the last play I want you to look at, and why I know Miller can do this, is because he's shown it before. I just feel like he's gotten out of rhythm a little bit. He's not trusting his arm. He's not trusting some of his throws. But on this play right here against LSU, early on in the season, at the top of your screen, you have Jacoby Lane running a go route as this play continues to go. This is that free play where they do the fake clap, get him to jump off sides, and then they have a free play. But look at Miller, does a great job. 1, 2, 3, hitch up, and then he puts it with air, throws it over the outside. Look at that ball. That is the definition of dropping it in the bucket. That is the definition of a dime. Throws that ball perfectly over the top. I just want to see more of that. And guys, it just feels like we've talked about before, wanting to have some of those explosive plays. We've lacked, but there's been opportunities to make those. But Jordan, I hope tonight is the night that Miller can get back into a rhythm and hit some of those deep balls down the field.
Yeah, hopefully everyone got all that. Appreciate all the work you put in, Cody. And there's a whole group of people that work behind the scenes, too. And they made a nice graphic for us here about the wide receivers and how there's sort of a new wide receiver one each week. And when you look at it, it's pretty noticeable. In game one, it was Kyron Hudson, then Lake McCree, then Zachariah Branch, then Jacoby Lane, then back to Kyron Hudson. Last 2 games, Mekhi Lemon. So no one's led the team in receiving for more than 2 games this season. And we continue to have this conversation, Sean. You know, is that a problem or not? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? What is it?
I think I've kind of been on the fence with this, but now I'm kind of more. It's becoming an issue. I think not having that go-to person at the end of games, you can know who you're going to go to. Look, I love looking at Woody Marks in the receiving game, but the last week, the 4th down play, it's going to Woody Marks in a crucial position. You know, he took a big hit. Maybe that's a tough catch to make, but in those kind of, you want your wide receiver one out there. Who are we going to get the ball? Everyone kind of knows in the stadium. He runs a great route. You catch the ball there. So I think I'm ultimately saying we got to find that receiver one so we know in those crucial positions where we need to go with the ball.
I still think it's Jacoby Lane. There's some stats to back it up, too. He's made a lot of late contested catches, big catches. He made a sick catch last week, but there still is not just sort of that, hey, we got to get him going thing that we've had with previous wide receiver ones.
Jacoby, he's a vertical possession receiver, so he's at his best when he's past 10 yards, and unfortunately, and we've actually been a little bit better when it comes to protecting Miller, but unfortunately, to see the flow of the season has been we can't get the ball downfield because we just don't have time to protect, but you're 100% right. I think Jacoby is the go-to guy, the possession receiver, kind of like a better Darius Rogers with a 6'5" kind of catch radius where he can catch it all over. It's just we got to get the ball to him. Even when he doesn't look open, we just have to start trusting that his big frame and his big hands can grab those balls like Dwayne Jarrett used to do and bring them down.
Yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. is another sort of comp I have for him. The last thing, Cody, real quick on it, I just sort of wanted to shout out Lake McCree. I think he's just such a warrior, the way he came back this season, the way he's come back within this season from an injury that looked terrible. He looked great again last week. He did an interview with us post-game, which I just thought was super impressive and spoke so well after the game about it. You know, when you're looking for leaders, it definitely seems like Lake McCree is one of the best ones on this team.
Yeah, he was Miller's number 1 target before he got hurt. He was leading this team in receptions and reception yards before he got hurt against Michigan, and I'm with you on that. It was tough. You thought maybe he was going to be out for the season with how bad it looked. I love that he fought hard in the training room, get back out here, play well. 4 receptions for 35 yards isn't quite what he's been doing this year, but it was just to get him back in a rhythm and hopefully
he can
we
capitalize. From the tight end spot without him.
That's 100% true. I'm just hoping he can build off of that tonight and have a bigger impact.
Yeah, we shall see if he can get fully healthy too. I'm sure he's still gutting it out a little bit too, so he'll probably get better as the season goes on. All right, next up we got the defensive game plan. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Dad, are there fees in this food?
Yeah, so?
Doriander and I don't allow fees into our bodies. Yeah, I know. We only order from Postmates. They support our fee-free lifestyle.
You must free your food from fees.
Go fee-free on orders over $50. Only on Postmates.
As a lifestyle guard, I help people live their best day in the sun. That means keeping the games going. Coming to the rescue when the floaty is too floppy. And delivering high noon when the cooler's empty.
Oh, do you have any peach?
High noon, sun's up.
I used to toss a
coin in the waterfall, send the wishing well. Now I get plenty coin, but I'm self-made. You ain't gotta wish me well. You ain't like me then, but I guess it's past tense, cause you tapped in. You was never who you said. I see the facade when looking, it really be that good to tell. My guard up, I ain't taking nails. If it's not in my favor, won't sign a deal. I got the royalty in the mail. I got authority in the field. Take a look in my iris. I be precise with the timing. I never know where my mind went.
When we're doing this competition, we're teaching you how to win.
Think about your why.
Don't take no chances with it.
All night long, we just getting stood up on my face. Yeah, I don't want no pleasure, but I'm right up in this. That's what it's like. Can't go back, get down, so the wrist can still get smacked. You ready to create that? Returning to keeping the scene on the map.
Volume up, dog. Come on.
Dodging, I'm making deposits that watch me call it jump back to relax. Oh, wait, now I'm back to my old days. Now we back to the old days full of ice cold. Like I forgot.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on.
Don't let someone else drive off in the Audi model you've always wanted. Visit your Southern California Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today. Or visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information. If you want the inside scoop on this game and all things Trojans, be sure to sign up for the 3 Torches presented by Smart & Final. It's a free newsletter that'll hit your email inbox 3 times a week with game info, player insights, and more. Go to USCTrojans.com/3 Torches and sign up. Back live inside the Coliseum, getting you set for USC versus Rutgers. It's time now for the defensive game plan.
The USC Trojans defensive game plan is brought to you by LifeLaw.
Injury law made simple.
All right, everybody, tune in or get ready. Actually, I'm pretty calm today. I had a chamomile tea before I got to the stadium, so I'm chilling. So let's just go over a few plays, and not going to be too dramatic about it. Just a few little critiques I have. They're all from one drive. So that's one of the problems I wanted to highlight, because this will be a clip of just one drive. But let's just go over these problems and get them out the way, okay? Play number 1. We're in man defense right here, and I put stars on the help guys. These are help defenders. We're in man as a press corner to the boundary. If I have 3 DBs on the inside and a 1 high post safety look, I want to play outside leverage. But right here, we get up on the line of scrimmage to jam from the inside. We whiff on our jam. We open the gate as a DB, and we give up a play down the field. Again, we're not good enough right now to beat ourselves pre-snap, and I know dang well we're not going to be able to beat good teams that know how to throw the ball if we beat ourselves before the plays even began. So if you let it play, we miss our jam. He releases outside. We're away from our leverage and help. And this is an easy pitch and catch for any quarterback. You don't have to be special to make this throw right here. You're just going to take what the defense gives you. And if the defense is going to give you a free release outside to a 1 high safety look, ask Aaron Rodgers. He's going to take that every single time. Second play here. We just got caught in no man's land. This is an ME. Right here, we are our linebacker, who's our spy player. He's got the QB contained. He should be, if he's going to pre-snap disguise from the line of scrimmage, that's fine. Looks good. This is what Coach Lynn is known for, but you got to get back to the middle of the field and to be able to do your job. Right here, we get caught lacking at the line of scrimmage. We get caught in our pre-disguise. We're out of leverage, and this is an easy pickup for a quarterback because there's nobody to contain him. Let it play. The quarterback's just going to give or take what the defense gives us. If we can send and our running back can pick up the block, we get flushed out the pocket. Our contained player is too far away to contain. And again, an easy scramble for a first down to keep the drive going. Again, we cannot beat ourselves pre-snap. Coach Lynn, we're going to send pressure right here. This is the thing we've been begging for. D-line, we need pressure. Well, if we can't get pressure from 4, let's send 6 and see if we can get home. We have more than they can protect with. We have a free rusher right here, but mental error. This is reps right here. This is what we do in practice. This is why you do it right in practice at 100%. So in the game, it's easy, and you go get a sack lunch so you can make that money and turn up on Twitter for everybody and search your name in the bar and see all your cool highlights of yourself. But instead, we get caught up with bad timing. We get a free rusher that gets caught up in the stunt game up front, let it play, and instead of a sack for 6 yards, the quarterback buys time, scrambles out, and hits our DB out here on a far out to the field. That's one of the hardest throws in football for a quarterback. But when you have time to throw and a DB playing off and inside because we're sending pressure, that's taking candy from a baby. Again, they're going to take what we give them. And right here, I would give the entire defense an ME because these are plays you see and study all week long. Cody knows if you see 3 speed, what are you guys going to do? You're probably going to pass the ball, okay? We're not going to use a slot receiver who's 190 pounds to block our DN. So right here as a DB, alert, 3 speed, you know it's a pass. Get outside leverage, play to your 3 linebackers on the inside, and make them beat you. But instead, we line up inside. We're a little lackadaisical off the ball. They get a free release, and then our best has to beat their best, and this is just competition right here. Heck of a catch by the receiver. But again, pre-snap, we beat ourselves. We don't communicate, and a touchdown when we could have easily got a PBU. That's a great catch by that receiver. I just expect better, and I expect greatness out of all of our defenders no matter who they are. That's just one drive. We still had a chance to win this game, but we just got to be better pre-snap and stop beating ourselves before the play even begins.
Sean, I highlighted Jalen Smith. He had 11 tackles and an interception. But is there somebody, defensively, like who's standing out to you when you're watching this film?
Well, Kamari Ramsey's had some. I think he's been behind Eric Gentry this year, probably the standout guy. I think Jalen Smith, a ton of tackles, interception. I think the coverage game was struggled a little bit with the PIs and giving up some yardage in that arena. But I think Kamari Ramsey, who questionable maybe for tonight, so we'll see what happens. But number 7 all day, all year has been, I think, the second strongest defender out there. Whether it's been, he's had some sacks this year. He's been able to do it in coverage. We've seen some big pass breakups. Obviously, Jalen Smith had that huge interception down there on 4th down, but I just think you need more playmakers out there. Jalen Smith has been good in some of the run game stuff, and Kamari Ramsey has been good, but you need more playmakers to come along with those guys so that you can, like Sua said, you need guys out there who are ready to go. You need guys who out there expect to know what's coming out there. How is this offense going to attack you? And just too many times this year, we haven't seen those plays.
Yeah, and Cody, still no defensive line sacks. I mean, Sean, the guys talked about it earlier, but it continues to be maybe the biggest issue. They have to blitz to get pressure.
Yeah, we've got to be better in that category. Last year with Danton Lynn, UCLA was 7th in the entire country with 43. We're just lacking there. It's tough, too, like Sua mentioned. As a quarterback, I love that. I love getting up there and knowing that they're going to bring pressure because they can't get home with the 4-man rush. I'm going to re-identify the mic. I'm going to pick it up, and now you're depleted on the back end so I can go make a play through the air. But, yeah, we've got to be better there. And I would love to see Braylon Shelby take that next step. Tompkins, another guy who I think can play well. Jamil Muhammad's been there so many times. He just hasn't been able to make the play. You see it right there. It's just there's times he goes on a free blitz. He just doesn't break down, loses contain unless the quarterback get upfield. But, yeah, we've got to be able to get home with the 4-man rush, especially to help our DBs in the back end.
Big weekend for USC, a Friday Night Lights football game right here. Men's basketball's got a game tomorrow on Saturday against Gonzaga. That'll be in Palm Springs at the Acrisure Arena, and then you can check them out. Their opener officially is on November 4th at Galen. Time to get on the Must Bus. Lock in your season tickets today, usctrojans.com/MBB tickets. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Miller Moss and get back to this USC offense. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Personal injury suits can be scary and full of questions. How can I pay for it? If I've been in an accident, who fixes my car? Who pays my medical bills? And will it all be worth it in the end? LifeLaw simplifies the process, answering your questions and more by providing 24/7 support that's clear and precise, while offering the latest in technology to let you know where your case stands at all times. Good news. LifeLaw. Injury law.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Hey man, do you have a non-alcoholic beer that
actually tastes good? I think you mean athletic.
Excuse me? Do you have that great non-alcoholic beer?
I'll 7.
Found it!
Do you have a favorite non-alcoholic beer on the menu? Athletic it is. She's funny.
Hello, Mia. Are you ready to meet your demise?
Man, we really need to upgrade your trash talk.
Nice shot. Taker.
Who programmed you? I'll see you tomorrow.
The future isn't scary. Not investing in it is. 100 innovative companies, one ETF. Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
You're listening to USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Introducing Celaya Tequila, brought to you by USC football legends Matt and Ryan Khalil. Celebrate your story with a homegrown spirit, Celaya Tequila. And hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. Back in the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI. Guys, breaking it down in more ways than one. It's time for this week's Impact Matchup.
The USC Impact Matchup of the Week is brought to you by Invesco QQQ.
Invesco QQQ. Explore with Invesco QQQ. Fight on.
Fight on.
Now, the Impact Matchup of the Week.
Yeah, the matchup I'm taking a look at is how do you build this offense around Miller Moss? You know, we talked so much about there's been a lot of talk about, do they make a change or what have you. They're not going to. They're sticking with Miller Moss. That's their guy, and he does a lot well. We talked about that at the top of the show. So now, what are his strengths and weaknesses, and how do they tailor this offense the best? Me pulling out some stats. He's 6th in the nation in completions per game, 12th in passing yards. But 12th in passer rating in the Big Ten and 12th in yards per attempt in the Big Ten. So that's, he's thrown a lot right now. So he's compiling some stats, but maybe not with the efficiency that you're looking for. So we can start with you, Cody, obviously as the offensive guy, but how best, does he lead this offense?
Yeah, I think the best thing he does is has a command of the offense, right? He's been in the system for a while. We've always praised him for staying here and staying loyal to USC. He's now been with Lincoln Riley going into his 3rd season, even though Caleb played the last 2 years. So that's a big thing for me. Another thing that he does, he has a great ability to make those throws with pressure in his face, right? And that's not always a positive thing because we struggle with offensive line up front, but he does a great job of staying in there, taking some of those hits and delivering some of those throws. And he also does a good job of having great toughness. I love seeing that, but kind of going back to your first question, how do you build around a guy like Miller Moss? The first thing you do is get playmakers around him, right? Check. We've done that. The next thing you do when you have a quarterback like Miller who's not going to be a dual threat, who's not going to take off and run, you have to establish a dominant run game. And outside of that, you've got to be able to protect up front with the offensive line. Those are things that I don't think have been quite there. We've seen flashes of it, and I think that's when our offense is at its best, when our run game's rolling and when we're protecting Miller well. But overall, those are things that we've got to do, especially when you have a guy that's not going to run all over the field at quarterback.
Yeah, I just think, you look at the bowl game. I thought the bowl game was a good way to kind of formulate the whole thing around Miller. Obviously, coming after Caleb. Caleb was such a tremendous athlete, could do so many things, get out of pressure and create for the offense. That was almost an unexplainable way to create offense for the Trojans. So, and you got Miller Moss in that bowl game, and you got to see what he could do. It was really, everything was on time. It looked like Lincoln Riley's offense. Hey, we're going to go here with the ball, and everything looked like that. I think we've kind of gotten away from that as the season's gone on, and that goes along really with protection for me, with being able to protect him, to keep him clean in that Louisville game. If you can't keep a guy clean, those pressures after a while, I'm sure, Cody, you can say, those things start playing an impact with the quarterback's mind. They don't want to sit in that thing forever. Things start happening a little more quicker, and that's why as a former defensive lineman, that was the biggest part of the game, is making the quarterbacks think more than they had to. And right now, Miller just looks like he's thinking a whole bunch out there, and it's not coming as easy as it was in that Louisville game.
And, we spent a lot of time at USC with non-mobile quarterbacks or quarterbacks that were not a threat in the run game. But
I don't know who you're talking about. Hey, check the tape. Check the tape. I had some zone. Hey, first touchdown my junior year. Right here was a
pull it
zone. Hey,
didn't you almost tear your ACL sliding like the play before?
That's because my knee brace. Anyway, moving on.
Brace.
I'm a dual threat.
But the last 2 years, we saw it, and then we've seen it in Lincoln Riley's offense before that at Oklahoma, and so it is a little bit like I said this at the top. I just think that there's a major weapon taken out of this offense because the QB is not a threat. And, there's, again, strengths to Miller Moss, but it does feel like a missing piece right now.
Yeah, and it does hurt the offense because as a defender, if I know that you have a bunch of this play action and a lot of whoopsie-daisies going on pre-snap and a lot of left and right across my face, none of that matters if your quarterback can't get out the pocket to get it to those guys that are out in open space. So as a defender, I can slow play everything and make the quarterback make the decision for me instead of it being the other way around. And in years past, we saw Caleb, if the linebacker's going to stay at 5 yards and not come up, I'm going to hand it off. And then if you do come up, I'm going to pull it, and I might turn it into an RPO. So there's a lot of different things that actually affect this offense because of the quarterback.
That was a great point by Sua, too. We saw it in the Maryland game. When you have a quarterback that doesn't run, especially with some guard tackle pull, especially in the run game, like Sua just mentioned, when he goes to read that in, they're not going to respect that, right? They're just going to crash down, and now they don't worry about him. You see so many times against Maryland, against Wisconsin, where he did pull the football and he ran a touchdown for it. He picked up a first down. Let's slide and protect ourselves. But when you do that and you add that extra layer in the run game to where you're going to pull it, now a defensive end has to be a little bit slower. He can't come down and crash. That as an extra element. There's just times he's not doing it, and I'd like to see him do that. You can also protect it with an RPO throw, but until you start using your legs as a quarterback, they can key on the back when you have so many zone read plays.
All right, let's get to the fifth member of our team and head sideline with Keely Yore. What's going on, Keely? We talked about how warm it's been mostly in these sideline reports. We got ourselves a chilly little Friday night there. You got your coat out.
I do.
Your fall feels.
Any excuse to bring a coat out, I will take it. So
yeah.
I figure it's going to be cold at like midnight when this game ends. So prepare.
Yeah, the Keely Yore fall collection is always ready. We're always ready to go. What do you have in terms of fan questions? I imagine they're not the happiest this week, but did you find one for us?
I did find one, guys. It's from SoCal Manny, who said, in USC's 4 losses, we've scored 24 points in the third quarter. What adjustments need to be made, in your opinion?
That would be 6 points a quarter, Sue. Just if you're looking for the average, there's 6 points. 6 points.
The calculator
on average in the third
6
quarter.
times 4,
so not great, not getting shut out, but not great, guys. Third quarter offense.
Yeah, third quarter offense hasn't been there. It's been a problem coming out of halftime, and third quarter defense has been somewhat of an issue as well. Coming out of halftime, just not with the right mindset, especially when the Trojans have had the lead in some of these games where you think maybe this drive or the next drive on defense they can put this game away. Just haven't taken advantage of those situations where they're on top and they can about put their foot on that opponent and end the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, the frustrating part is we just haven't put 4 quarters together on the offensive side of the ball. Early in the season, Michigan, we get down early, then we have to come back in the second half, play great in the second half. Wisconsin, get down early, come back, play great in the second half, then we flip it. Then we go against Penn State, start fast, get the lead, then we slow down in the third quarter. And then the same thing against Maryland a week ago, right? We play well in the first half, we come out, throw an interception, they go down and score. So the frustrating part for me, and I guess now as of late it's been the second half, but throughout the entire year, we really haven't had a game on both sides of the football where we played great for all 4 quarters, and it's been hurting us a lot.
Yep, they could certainly use one here tonight. A get-right game is what they're hoping for as Rutgers is in town. First time these schools have ever played against one another in football. So a new opponent here tonight for the second consecutive week. And Rutgers coming all the way cross-country, playing 11 o'clock p.m. body time. Will be an interesting one for the Scarlet Knights. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look at our new opponent. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Conductor.
Come on now! Fuck you! You already know what we're doing. What you want? What you want?
As the head honcho at BuzzBallz Land, it's my life's mission to make sure that BuzzBallz premixed cocktails are as bold and delicious as you've come to expect. One way that we do that is by playing music for the plants, like so. Man, them thing juicy, and you know they round. Take one sip, baby, I'm in Flavor Town. What you want, baby? I'm the BuzzBall man. Making them bands with the ball-shaped can. Come on. BuzzBall, BuzzBall, BuzzBall.
In the natural rhythm of travel, 2 forces quarry against one another. Bad fast. Time becomes foe, creating chaos and misfortune at every happenstance. No shirt nor sock is safe from the upheaval. Good fast? Well, you can only find that at Ontario International Airport. Like a perfectly balanced ecosystem, ONT provides non-stop ease and stress-free travel. Because in the airport kingdom, faster is always better.
Are they really going to spend all day streaming college football on DirecTV? Can you blame them? They've got the biggest rivalries.
And bowl games. Speaking of, Frank, run a slant to the bowl of chips. Bobby, button hook to the salsa.
What are you going to do, Coach Prime?
Don't question your coach, man.
Visit CHL. This is USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
Trojan fans, you can listen to USC football and all the biggest college football and basketball games on the TuneIn app, free internet radio. And don't wait until game time to plan for retirement. Open your free iTrust Capital account today and get your crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Nice downtown look at at Los Angeles. There's a game going down at Crypto tonight, too. The Lakers are home, I believe, against the Phoenix Suns. So a lot going on in our beautiful city here tonight. First trip for Rutgers to the Coliseum. Let's learn about them in this week's Scouting Report.
It's time for the Scouting Report, brought to you by Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
Now we're going to help you get to know today's opposing team.
Chopping wood, Sean. That is what Greg Schiano does at Rutgers. That's their thing. At least it was. I don't know if he still does it or not. I don't know if he's quite as big on it as PJ Fleck was on Row the Boat. But you know, Greg Schiano, it's a weird program. I am from the great state of New Jersey, and I can tell you Rutgers is one of the hardest places to win in the country. Really, no one has ever won there. He is the winningest coach in the history of the program, and his all-time record is under 500. So, he's a guy got an NFL shot, and they lured him back in with some money and really knowing that, he's their guy, and he's sort of the best they can do, and he's done a nice job there.
Yeah, you can remember, you think back to the Ray Rice era with running the ball, and had a great running game going there with him. But it's been a struggle this year a little bit. You start off 4-0 with your best win against Washington, which was a good game actually to watch. They had a great opponent there, but the last 3 games have been a struggle. I think injuries have really taken a toll on this team and what they really want to do. But a really talented quarterback in Athan Kaliakmanis. Cody, tell me, give it to me.
Kaliakmanis.
There we go. Kyle Manunga.
Jesus, Manunga. Washington, tackle somebody.
So we got,
they're coming up in the schedule, too. They're coming up next week.
Some classic names on this team, but really Manunga is their guy, number 5. They want to get him going in the run game. Great little running back. He's got, you can see his ability to break tackles there. He can definitely put his foot in the ground and make a cut back here. So they're going to feature him tonight and try to get this run game going against the Trojans.
Yeah, he is second in the Big Ten in rushing, so it's certainly their goal tonight to get him going. Although I hear he's listed as questionable on the injury report, so that would certainly change things if they can't. But it does seem like they're sort of a run the ball, play defense, makes plays on special teams kind of team.
Yeah, well, he just came out down the tunnel with spat on, so I think he's definitely going to be.
He was questionable last week too, and then ended up playing.
Yeah, I think he'll be playing. I think that might be a little bit of gamesmanship before the.
All right. Starting to use those injury reports to confuse people.
Yeah, we close practice. They won't disclose who's going to be playing until 10 minutes before kickoff. But no, they're going to run the football, and this is a good Rutgers team. This was a team that was picked to be a sleeper by a number of analysts to make a playoff run and be in a Big Ten championship, if not third place in the Big Ten this year. So this is a defense that's pretty good. They're disciplined. They play hard, and obviously you just saw their running back running through everybody at Washington's face just now. So they're going to run the football, and that's not something that we've been really stopping as of late. So it'll be interesting to see.
What's the quarterback like, Cody?
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, he struggles with his accuracy right now, but when he gets in a rhythm, when they give him time, when they protect, talking, what Sean was saying earlier, we've got to get pressure on him. But when he can go through his reads, he can make some of those big-time throws. He does a good job, too, of throwing the comeback route. He did it against UCLA multiple times. There you see him taking off and running. I wouldn't list him quite as a dual threat, but he does like to run the football when a play breaks down. They do have some quarterback design runs, but like Sua mentioned, they want to get the ball to Kyle Manunga. That is their entire offense. They're 60-40 right now, run to pass. But like I said, he does a good job when he has time making some of these big-time throws. And it's interesting, when you watch his tape, when I was watching the UCLA game, he would make a throw that would jump off of the tape. Like, this guy's got an NFL level arm. He can make that, opposite hash to the far sideline throw, and then he'll throw 3 in a row where he gives your defense a chance and he misses. So that's why his accuracy is around 50%. But if we don't get pressure on him, we don't cover these receivers down the field well, he can hurt you and make it a long night.
Defense was doing all right, Sean, and kind of like USC, they've been lit up the last 2 games. They've given up 77 points combined in the last 2 games. Where are people getting them?
Yeah, UCLA put some points on them early, and like I said, they've really been hurt by a lot of injuries. Had a ton of key contributors on this defense being out, but their guy at linebacker, Dariel Jabaume, is a pretty good guy. 66 tackles on the year, 2 TFLs, 2 forced fumbles, a PBU. So this guy can do it all at the linebacker position. And I really like Keontae Keontae Hamilton up front at defensive line. He gets after it up front, a D tackle in the middle. But a defense is kind of middle of the road. You look at a lot of their numbers, somewhere between the 50s and the 60s, and a lot of numbers. So it really hasn't put a great defensive performance. They've had some good moments, but like I said, injuries but really decimated this team in some key spots.
Outside of some important missed field goals or made field goals, and obviously we've seen some great punting by USC, it hasn't been a big special teams year. We haven't activated the return game in any way. I can't think of a lot of big returns against us unless I'm just blanking on something. But Rutgers is number 2 in the nation, number 1 in the Big Ten in blocked punts. They've gotten them a couple times this year. So, to me, that's the kind of stuff you have to worry about in a night like tonight. Are there some tricks? Is there a big play in the special teams game?
Yeah, I think Rutgers' plan is to maybe try to get some free points off a trick play, whether it is blocking a punter. And you can only do so much as far as rushing the punter. You can do a text game on the outside, try to confuse the wings. But, there's only so much you do. As long as you're disciplined and stay at home, you should be able to block that. What I'm actually concerned about is USC not being able to punch the ball into the end zone and having to settle for field goals, because as we've seen, we've struggled with kicking field goals, and this is a team that knows how to get penetration on those guards and fill those gaps and not necessarily come off the edge for a block, but just middle penetration and getting hands up from those big guys.
All right, more Trojan Tailgate Show to come. Stay tuned on the USC Trojans Media Network.
Our idea of the perfect day? You, your best friend,
Yeah, buddy. You ready to run?
and Quattro all-wheel drive. Own the elements in the Audi Q5.
Let's go, buddy.
Did I mention Smart Stop Self Storage has state-of-the-art security systems operating 24 hours a day? So we see everything. Everything.
As a lifestyle guard, I help people live their best day in the sun. That means keeping the games going. Coming to the rescue when the floaty is too floppy. And delivering high noon when the cooler's empty.
Oh, do you have any peach?
High noon. Sun's up.
You're listening to USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Back live on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. That's what we need, Sean. We need the Wild Bunch.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, man.
Remember the Wild Bunch 2
Yeah, two.
up here.
We need the originals, man. Charlie
Take
Weaver.
either one.
Yeah.
All of those guys
Pass
are getting
rush.
ejected out of the game. All
Head
of
slap.
them.
They can bring back the head slap.
Yeah, 200 yards of penalties.
Club to the helmet. Yeah, get them out. Get them out.
All right, time for this week's Cardinal and Gold Report.
It's time for the Cardinal and Gold Report.
The Cardinal and Gold Report.
Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
All right, we wanted to talk about the small fixes because it's little things that are costing USC these games because they're not losing by a lot. They're losing very close games over and over again. As Lincoln Riley has made it clear, he watches the film. There's a lot of good on that film. It's just, it's one play away or it's little things. Any way you want to describe it. It's not a wide gap. So how do they close it, Sean? Each of you, I asked to sort of come up with one thing where you go, man, if they just could fix this, maybe it's the difference between losing by a score and winning by a score.
Yeah, I'm really missing our cards from producer Gia. Usually she makes us some cute little prop to use.
Boo,
but right now,
Gia,
You got it on top right. Oh no,
no prop this week. So, but I'm gonna come with mine is grit and finish. That's what I got labeled down here. This team needs to be able to finish these games off, and it takes a mindset to do that. And it's the toughness and grit of your team. In this fourth quarter, I'm looking around here, and I'm sure there's a lot of players on this team that are looking around for someone to make the play this year, and that's what you don't want to see. You want to see everybody in that huddle. Who's going to make the play? It's going to be me. It's going to be you. Who's going to make that play? I just see a lot of big guys in those moments where it's like, hey, who's going to make the play? I hope it doesn't come this way. You want guys with the right mindset and the finish mentality.
Sewell, what's yours?
I'm going to be Captain Obvious and say what you guys already know. Pass rush. We need to get after the quarterback, and I'm not sure how we're going to get that done. I'm not paid to figure it out, so I'm just going to say it and hope that it does. But whether it's bringing 6, because we can get home. They don't have enough to block, but then that puts the DB. So I guess it's pick your poison if it's going to be a chess game. If we got to send pressure, if we can find a way to finally get those edge rushers with some with their hair on fire to create even a QB pressure to get them to step up, I'll take anything at this point. But a pass rush will definitely make a difference.
Cody?
Yeah, I've got the run game. It's something I've talked about all season long, and it started to look very good, but we just need to make it more of a point of emphasis going forward. Against Minnesota, we ran the football well. Against Penn State, one of the best run defenses in the country, we ran the football well. And then a week ago, and I know Jordan talked about we've been more consistent getting Woody Marks the football, but we threw it 50 times. Maryland threw it 50 times. We ran it 24. They ran it 24, right? And we had the lead in that football game. We were playing like we were trying to come from behind to catch up. We're up by 14 in the second half. Let's lean on the run game. Let's let it be 35-35 pass or run. Having Miller have to throw the football 50 times a game, especially when you have the lead, is going to be tough to put those games away. We don't have to get away from being aggressive. We can still take some shots down the field, but I'd love for us to lean more on the run game, especially late in the second half.
All right, I'm going to give you mine, but first, we're going to allow stations to identify themselves here on the USC Trojans Media Network.
You're listening to USC Football.
Turnover margin at 12th in the Big Ten. Last year they were -1. The year before that they were +21. That was a good year, so turnovers make a huge difference. Again, as Sue said earlier, Captain Obvious. I think that's pretty Captain Obvious as well, but the timely turnovers have hurt this season. The pick 6 against Michigan, the turnover and the interception and ultimately the last play of regulation or the last offensive play of regulation for USC against Penn State. The turnovers against Minnesota, and then last week, the interception to start that rally. I know it's, they came back, and Miller Moss said it, hey, they came back and they scored and ultimately opened up that gap again, but it just felt like that game was over until that pick, Sean, and then all of a sudden it was very much game on once they made that play and scored. All right, speaking of game on, it's time for Name That Trojan.
Ontario International Airport, a proud sponsor of our USC Trojans, is thrilled to bring you that moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to Name That
Trojan. All right, Name That Trojan. You get 3 clues. Cody's won it twice. Sean's won it once. Sua's won it 0 times so far, but maybe today's the day, Sua. Could be today. Let's go. What's our first clue? He went to Long Beach Poly High School.
Darnell Bing.
Oh, he's out.
He's out.
Did he get it? No way.
I got it.
Could he have gotten it?
No, don't
check.
Could he have gotten it?
I got it.
He didn't get it.
He's out. He's never gonna win.
This game is stupid.
You want to know why you guys zero in? Because right there.
This game is dumb.
Got him. Second clue, go. Made 5 consecutive Pro Bowls.
I should have waited for that.
I had Juju first, and then now I'm obviously. So.
He just said a name. So
Cody's talking. He's just talking.
I'm talking out loud.
He's inquiring.
Do you guys have anything to say? 5 consecutive Pro Bowls, went to Long Beach Poly High School.
I have a name in my head. I might wait.
Okay.
I'm not positive.
I'm gonna wait.
I'm Central California, so Long Beach Poly is already stumping me.
Okay. And clue 3. First team All Pac-10 in 2010.
2010.
Oh, my God.
That threw me off.
I was a sophomore
in
high school.
Have we gone 0 for 3 here?
2010. Who?
2010.
That's your time.
Oh, it's between you guys. See, you guys just don't know anything.
Wait, it's not
you.
No, that's not it. No.
I'm empty right here.
Can we get can we get offense or defense? Can you give us one more?
No.
Let's do it back in.
Yeah, let me back in and give a fourth hint.
Offense or defense?
I should know this.
Same position as Sean Cody.
Casey. Jarrell, baby.
yeah.
Jarrell,
Yeah,
baby. Yeah, shout out my boy Lewis Kurt.
I didn't know Jarrell Casey.
You're
Long
welcome. I'll
Beach.
let him back in.
Yes, sir. We got it today.
No clue he went to Long Beach Public.
Mama, I did it.
I got that.
God.
You're welcome, because I let you back in because me and Sean didn't know it, and I advocated for
Jarrell.
it.
You saved the segment.
Big tutu.
Yeah.
Count.
There we go.
Big tutu.
Save the segment. You get a point for saving the segment. Let's see what's up next on the show. What are we going to do? I think next we're going to talk to Lincoln Riley. He's next on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, where you can be an impact player, a clutch hitter, or a wild card. No matter what your game is, the excitement and relaxation you're looking for is here. So get back to the fun and play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You clock in for happy hours and holidays, late nights. You've earned regulars, so hold it up high. You clock in for happy hours, you go to work, and holidays, late nights. Because you don't just carry regulars, you carry the night. When others go to play, you go to work. You are a fighter, because you don't just carry kegs. Modelo, you carry the night. Fighter.
Toss a coin in the waterfalls in the wishing well. Now I get plenty coin, some self-made. You ain't gotta wish me well. You ain't like me then, but I guess it's past tense, cause you tapped in. You was never who you said. I see the facade when looking, it really be like you could tell. My guard up, I ain't taking L's. If it's not in my favor, won't sign a deal. I got the royalty in the mill, I got authority in the field. Take a look in my iris, I be precise with the timing. I never know where my mind went.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
You're listening to USC football on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Welcome back to the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. A little Friday night lights here in the Big Ten. I think it's going to be a staple of this league. I think you'll have at least one Friday night game a year. Might be on the road, might be at home. Might be more than one. But back in a Friday night here, USC versus Rutgers coming up. Let's hear what the head coach has to say. Here's Lincoln Riley with Keely Orr in this week's Prescription to Win. Coaches,
This is your Prescription to Win, brought to you by USC Pharmacy.
Proud partner of USC Athletics.
USC Pharmacy is operated by the USC Man School.
Learn more at pharmacies.usc.edu.
I'm Keely Orr here with head coach Lincoln Riley. Coach, it's a short turnaround for your team this week. How'd they handle one less day of prep?
I think good. I like the mindset of the team. Even, after the game, we had the long flight home. It was a great chance for our guys to just rest. Physically, it was a great chance for the coaches to be able to start to dive into this opponent and get ahead. And then, we set a plan very, very early on, and we worked on this plan back in the off season. We knew this was going to be one of the challenging turnarounds. And so I think the staff came together, put together a good plan that mixes these short weeks. You always got to mix their recovery and physically getting ready to play and turn it around in 24 hours less time, but then also getting the reps so that they're prepared to play. And you got to find that mix. You got to find the right spot for where your team's at, the time in the season, and then you got to lay out the plan. You got to go execute it. And I think the guys have done a nice job.
You mentioned earlier this week that this has been a unique stretch for you as a head coach. From a roster perspective, team chemistry perspective, how do you navigate maybe the emotions that might arise in this stretch?
Yeah, that's been I think in some ways maybe the most challenging thing for us is, people sometimes they're in the stands or watching at home forget like these are human beings, right? These are people, and as much as when you lose a close game on the last play of the game, like we obviously have multiple times this year, as much as it hurts the fans or anybody on the outside, I mean, these guys put so much into winning. They put so much in this team, and to be that close and to do as many good things as this team has, and to not, have not gotten paid off for it here in the last several weeks it's a challenge. And so, but you've got to, I think the important thing is keeping perspective, and that's what we've really challenged our team to do, is that you have to keep perspective on what's happened, what are the good things that are happening, what are the opportunities that are ahead, and then we got to just do a great job of staying in the moment, and really taking this thing 1 week at a time. We know, we're obviously capable of winning. We've had the lead in the fourth quarter of every single game that we've played, and probably played one of the most difficult schedules in the country up to this point. So, we know we're capable. We know we can do it, and we can't get too caught up in the emotions or disappointment. We got to get past it and be ready for this opportunity Friday night.
Looking at Rutgers' offense, their running back is a powerful back who likes to break tackles. How do you handle his explosiveness?
Yeah, he's a really good player. We knew he was one of the best backs in the country returning this year. Knew he's easily going to be one of the best running backs that we'll face all year, and they do a good job of featuring him, trying to get him the ball in different ways, and being very committed to making sure that he gets his touches. So, I think that always starts at the line of scrimmage. You got to try to minimize the space that this guy's got to get going, and then you've got to gang tackle this guy. You've got to get a lot of people around the ball. You may not always get him down with the very first guys. You got to have multiple people there, and our pursuit has got to be on point.
Rutgers defense seems like an older, experienced group. What challenges did they present?
Exactly what you said. They're probably the most experienced defense we'll play all year. It's just, you look at the depth chart, it's just senior, and it shows up. They've got a great reputation defensively. They got a system they believe in. A lot of guys that have played a lot of snaps for them. Physical unit. So you're gonna have to go make plays. You're gonna have to go earn every yard.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Coliseum, thank you to Coaching Keeley. It's time now for Keeley Yours Best Bites.
Now it's time for Keeley's Best Bite.
Keeley's Best Bite.
Let's get the sideline scoop and insights brought to you by Postmates. Great restaurant selection and no delivery fee or service fee on eligible orders.
Bite on.
Well, Keeley, we talked about the challenge of a Friday night, and part of it is getting guys healthy and rehabbed in time, and it does seem like it's a challenge. It seems like you got a lengthy injury report in front of you. What's the story?
I definitely do. Coach Riley talked about in our interview how they prepared for as much as they can in the offseason for this week, but one thing you can't prepare for is one less day to recover, as you said, and this secondary is pretty beat up for USC. 4 out of the 5 starters are listed as questionable. That's Jalen Smith, Kamari Ramsey, Jacoby Covington, and Greedy Vance Jr. I can tell you right now that Greedy Vance Jr. is not dressed out, and I have not seen the rest of the other 3 that I just mentioned, so that's something to watch for sure. It's something that did pop up that I wasn't exactly expecting was Emmanuel Pregnon. He is also listed as questionable. The good news is that he has been warming up so far. Today he was a little hobbled against Maryland, and something on the opposite side for USC, Kyle Monangai, which is Rutgers' main back, the offense runs through him. He was listed as questionable, but he is dressed out today. He's been going through warm-ups so far. Looks pretty good. So as far as who's questionable for USC's opponent, that looks good on that front.
So who was the DB that you saw dressed?
Not dressed out was Greedy Vance Jr.
Okay. So, again, the injury reports are new, so it doesn't necessarily mean somebody's playing or not playing, as you guys sort of correctly called. Listing somebody as questionable doesn't mean that they're not playing. But Kyle Monangai sounds like he is playing in USC. Maybe not quite as decimated in the secondary. We shall see, but it is difficult. You guys, I feel like they didn't have a lot of Thursday night. Did you play in a lot of Thursday night games? Cody, I feel like you were talking about Thursday night games. Was it difficult in the NFL?
I know we played. Yeah, NFL was tough. NFL was tough because you finish on a Sunday. I played in a couple. I started against, I think, Tennessee when I was in Jacksonville, and then I started against Baltimore my rookie year. It's tough. You finish on a Sunday, and it's normally you have your off day, your recovery, then you get to watch a little film, and then Tuesday's the NFL off day. It is right back into Wednesday the next day, right? Or a glorified Wednesday. Same thing in college. And it's tough. We came across the country, so this is a tough week, and that's the thing is you lose a day of recovery and guys getting healthy and being able to be out there.
I mean, this is obviously 2 more days than that. The team that probably had it the most difficult is Rutgers because they had to come across the country, play. They got to play at 11 o'clock body time, but it's a challenge, and it's just sort of part of the modern football schedule. Any day of the week is live.
And the good thing about playing early in the week is, you got to get your body up and ready, but you also get that break after. So if you can get your guys warmed up and ready and get ready to have a good game, the motivation can be like, hey guys, we got some break time coming. Let's play tonight. Let's put it all out there, and I'll take care of you on the back end.
Trojans are fired up and ready behind us. They're taking the field. We got 2 more segments to go here on the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI.
Dad, are there fees in this food?
Yeah, so?
Doriander and I don't allow fees into our bodies. Yeah, I know. We only order from Postmates. They support our fee-free lifestyle.
You must free your food from fees.
Go fee-free on orders over $50. Only on Postmates.
Are they really going to spend all day streaming college football on DirecTV? Can you blame them? They've got the biggest rivalries.
And bowl games. Speaking of, Frank, run a slant to the bowl of chips. Bobby, button hook to the salsa.
What are you going to do, Coach Prime?
Don't question your coach, man.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Here is a student veteran interview brought to you by IBEW11, NICA, and Pipe Fitters. Together, these groups proudly support USC. Fight on.
It's time for this week's student vet interview, and I've got Terrence Bari here. He served in the U.S. Navy for 10 years as a fire controlman first class aboard the USS Howard. You were at the Center for Surface Combat Systems Training Center in San Diego. You've had deployments around the world. Tell us about your time in the service and what drew you to the military.
So I was in the Navy for 10 years. I was on a destroyer out of San Diego, did a few deployments, cool opportunity to see the world. And then after that, I was an instructor in San Diego. And really the thing that drew me to the military was I just wanted to get out of my hometown. I really wanted to see the world.
And now you're here at USC. You're at the Viterbi School of Engineering, pursuing a degree in electrical and computer engineering with a focus on mixed signal design. What is that? What do you plan to use your degree for?
Luckily, my time while I was in the Navy, I got to work with some pretty advanced weapon systems. And that was my first exposure to being around actual engineers. And so now here I am pursuing that. And ideally, I'd like to work on communication systems.
All right, Terrence, I'm not going to lie to you, man. We need a win. We need a win badly. We brought you in to get it done.
Tradition, an establishment of core values from generation to generation. Excellence, a vigorous dedication to achieving greatness. Empowerment.
It's all over, and Southern Cal has won.
Repeating into history, the women of Troy.
A testament to resilience and equity to create hope.
Destination for LA sports. Fight on.
Welcome back live inside the Coliseum. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Keely Yours up here with us, and we've got the head coach of USC women's basketball, Lindsay Gottlieb, joining us now, head coach of the number 3 team in the nation going into this season. Coach, how are you? Good to have you up here. It's almost time. It's almost time for hoop season. I bet you feel like it's already here because you guys are so far into it. But officially, we are, a little over a week out.
Yeah, I hear it's a big sports night in LA, but I'm kind of locked in Galen Center just trying to get our team ready. But really happy to be here with you all. Big Friday night football game. And, yep, basketball season's just around the corner.
Coach, obviously a big year last year, making the run deep into the show there. What are the expectations for this year for you guys? Obviously a lot higher than last year, and what's that like going into the season?
Yeah, I mean, Sean, when you lose in the Elite Eight, that's a tough place to lose.
Yep.
We had a ton of gratitude for what that team was able to do, but the second that game ends, the standard is raised.
Yep.
You know, the bar's been raised. I think I'd be lying if I said we don't have goals in our eyes set on going to a Final Four, winning a national championship. That doesn't happen in October or November, but you set the foundation at that point, and that's what we want to do.
You had some key additions this offseason with Kiki and TVO. What have you seen from this new roster that you've put together?
Yeah, we were at the stage of the build in this program where it didn't feel like a rebuild. But if our goal is to win at the highest level, we knew the South Carolinas and the UConns weren't going to go backwards or stand pat. So we went into the portal and got Kiki Iriafen, a grad transfer from Stanford, and TVO from Oregon State. And we felt like they've done a lot of winning in their career. They're both, pro-level players. After this, and we thought they could help take us to another level with our versatility and our ability to put different lineups on the floor, and they've both been, better than advertised.
You're listening to USC women's basketball head coach Lindsey Gottlieb. And, Coach, typically in college they say the biggest jump is from your freshman to your sophomore year. If that's true of Juju Watkins, I don't really know what she's capable of. What do you expect to see from her in year 2?
Well, there's nothing typical about Juju. Take those two words out of the same phrase. But she's been tremendous. She doesn't amaze me anymore, like in terms of I'm getting used to seeing something I wouldn't expect. But she's come back a better player as a sophomore. She really, worked on her game all summer. She's grown into her leadership voice. She's one of the best competitors I've ever seen and been around, so she only wants to get better. And I think we're seeing the game has slowed down for her. She did some miraculous things last year, but she was still a freshman and didn't always know how she was doing them. And now she's really manipulating defenses in practice, I think slowing down, trying to get to her spots. I think my staff would tell you that almost every practice she's probably led us in assists, in addition to still being the bucket getter that she is. So I think we'll see, even a better Juju, which is fun.
Coach, you get to open up the season in Paris, playing against Ole Miss. Obviously, how do you handle that as a coach? First game, travel like that, and then how's your French? Have you touched up on your French?
Well, you should get the T-shirt. The We USC T-shirts are in the bookstore. But it's a tremendous opportunity. Women's basketball is at this crazy apex point, and we got invited to play this game overseas, and we jumped at that opportunity. Our administration was really supportive of that. We're going to be the first game of the college basketball season televised on ESPN, and playing a really good team in Ole Miss. So we don't want to shy away from any battle. We don't want to shy away from any chance to showcase our team. So it'd be really neat to get our young women the opportunity to go see the sights of Paris, but also be ready to play a basketball game.
Yeah, bring me back a croissant, Coach.
I got you.
Big croissant guy.
Not only Paris, but you have a key matchup against Notre Dame, key matchup at UConn, rematch of the Elite Eight. I know that you take the spotlight very seriously on women's basketball. What's your mindset with how many key games you're going to play this season?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot coming at me now with people want to organize games at a neutral site, and there's money to be made and all that. But at the end of the day, I wanted our fans to be able to see a non-conference matchup like USC against Notre Dame in women's basketball, and likewise going to UConn and having them come back the following year. I think it's going to be really good for our team to face that type of competition. We're continuing to grow this great fan base, so we want non-conference matchups that are marquee ones, and we thought home and homes were a great way to do that, and that's why we signed on with Notre Dame and with UConn.
USCTrojans.com/WBB tickets. Get in Galen this season. What a special season it could be for the women of Troy. Thank you to Lindsey Gottlieb. Be sure to hit that QR code and be a part of our light show as we are getting close to kickoff inside the Coliseum. We've got one more segment to go on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Now, two pigeons and Coach Prime bemoaning the fact you can...
Not gonna believe this, girl.
Mom! Dad! Dad, have you seen this?
I did it. Wells Fargo helps thousands of students go to college.
He got in.
By funding $107 million in scholarships and programming for diverse communities.
Don't worry. I'll be back.
When a bank does what it says,
I knew you could do it.
opportunity happens. Doing gets it done. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing.
I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere, and there's no place I'd rather be. I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere, and time don't matter to me, 'cause I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere.
Being the best takes hard work. It takes early mornings, planning, precision, sweat, sacrifice, and teamwork. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in their game. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
One final segment of the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. It's late on a Friday night here in downtown Los Angeles, getting set for USC versus Rutgers. Let's get now to our Old Dominion Best in the Game picks.
The best in the game
is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line,
official freight carrier of USC Athletics,
helping the world keep promises.
All right, we got a full stage here so everyone can deliver their own wisdom, but the team doesn't win, nobody wins. So we need the team to win first and foremost, and then we can see who wins our game. But Keely, why don't you get us started?
Okay, well, it feels like a lifetime ago that we picked, but I did pick Quentin Joyner. Cody picked him last week. I feel like the luck's on my side for this week.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for a Q to get a good game tonight.
Cody?
I got Kyron Hudson. I need a big game from number 10 tonight. I need 2 touchdowns minimum. I am in full desperation mode. I have not won in 2.5 years.
Always.
It's about him.
It is. It is.
You haven't. You never won last year?
I've won in 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In full panic mode.
Desperation. Sua, always desperate.
Captain Obvious here, and I need a pass rush, so I went Jalil Muhammad because we need a few sacks. I see 2 of them today, one off the edge and one off a text game.
You probably would have won last week. Mekhi Lemon led the team in receiving.
I had Ethan Arnold with like 13 tackles.
Sean? Win. I'm going with Jacoby Lane, Jordan's #1 wide receiver. I'm taking him today to get that pick. Thanks, Jordan, for that pick.
And who am I going with? I'm going for the jugular, guys. This is a game USC has to win. I'm playing my Woody Marks card right now. Woody Marks, the leader of this
out on a limb with that
USC
one.
offense. So here we go, playing the Woody Marks card. All right. It's time to get to some football, guys. It's a late one. The Trojans need a W. Let's see if they can get it done. Thank you to Matt Wells, Ben Conroy, Gia Lares, Rick Cutler, everyone back at the studio, everyone that helps put on our YouTube stream. It takes a team to get the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI up and running. It's time now for some football. USC versus Rutgers. It's coming up on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Look at the dance moves, look. I need y'all to make some noise for her one time, y'all.
Tradition, an establishment of core values from generation to generation. Excellence, a vigorous dedication to achieving greatness. Empowerment.
It's all over, and Southern Cal has won.
Three-peating into history, the women of Troy.
A testament to resiliency and equity to create hope. Brand.
This is the entertainment capital of the world. We know how to market, promote, help stars flourish.
An identity that is distinguished from others based on history, quality, reputation, and name. This is the University of Southern California.
Hey Trojan fans, it's Kyle Ford. I wanted to welcome you guys to Joint Forces Day.
We salute our military and veterans for their service to this country. Thank you and fight on.
Hey Trojan fans, Nate Clifton here. Welcome to Joint Forces Day. Thank you to all those serving at home and overseas. We thank you for your service and fight on.
Hey Trojan fans, this is Zachariah Branch. I just want to thank everybody who is serving at home and overseas. Fight on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the United Airlines field at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum for tonight's Big Ten matchup featuring the visiting Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the home team, your University of Southern California Trojans, home of 136 national championships. We hope you enjoy the entire game day experience this evening. We do remind you to please follow the Trojan Spirit Code by showing respect for all fans in attendance. Thank you and fight on. USC has assigned a high priority to assuring all athletic events are conducted in a safe and enjoyable atmosphere in compliance with the Trojan Spirit Code. Please respect all fans in attendance. For immediate assistance during the game, please speak with the closest usher or security personnel. To report any incidents of fan misconduct, please call the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum Fan Behavior Hotline. That number is 213-263-4007. Or you can always text Coliseum with your seat location and a description of the situation to 213-263-4007. Again, that number 213-263-4007. We do thank you for your cooperation. Hope you enjoy the game. Fans, be sure to sign into the USC network. Fight on for faster service. Fans, go ahead, snap a selfie and tag it with the hashtag USC Selfie, and you just might see yourself up on the video board during tonight's game. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at USC_athletics. And now, let's take it down to our DJ booth as it's time to feed the beast with Monster Energy and DJ Mosky.
That's right, Trojan fans, your friendly neighborhood DJ Mosky. Who's ready to get the win tonight? I need to hear you right now. Oh, that's not loud enough. We need you louder than that. Who's ready to get the win tonight? I need to hear you right now. That's more like it. All right, tonight we need your energy. We need you loud and proud. We know the city is buzzing, but the party is right here with your Trojans, right? All right, so let's get it. I'm right here in the Monster Energy booth, and I'll be on all game long with you, all right? So we need you loud and proud. So to get it started, I need a super loud fight on. Oh, come on, I need it louder. Somebody say fight on. All right, let's get back to it.
With the first selection in the first round, Reggie Bush, running back, USC. Matt Leinart, quarterback, USC.
Matt Khalil. Adoree Jackson. Jordan Addison. Clay Matthews. Brian Cushing. Drake London. Mark Sanchez. Tyron Smith.
USC.
Southern California.
I mean, look, I think when you look at USC and just the factory it is for the NFL and all the great players, it starts with that. It starts with the history of this program. And you're just saying, like, some of the best players to ever play the game, you know, walked this campus, wore the Cardinal gold.
When you look back at USC and look at the defensive players that are in the NFL, and now you look back, you got Ray Malaruga, Brian Cushing, Keith Rivers, think about Taylor Mays, Those were the dynasty years that I look up to, and that's why it's Football Factory.
You have great coaches, Lincoln, you have this staff that's been put together. They're going to get the most out of their players, and that is what prepares you for the next level. It's just like, that's why I went here. I came here because I'm like, some of the best quarterbacks to ever play went here. Some of the best players of all time went here. I want to be a part of that, and there's nothing like USC.
In the world of college football, the landscape is changing, and the University of Southern California is at the forefront of NIL. Here, your potential is limitless. It's not just about seizing opportunities, it's about creating them.
Yeah, aka the best chef in college football.
But it's not just Hollywood that's at USC's doorstep. It's a bustling economic hub with a wide range of businesses eager to partner with Trojan athletes.
Getting ready to practice before a game.
I can tell you now, it's very real. Sports and entertainment are converging, and they have been in the last decade. This is the entertainment capital of the world, with marketers and promoters. Nobody's close.
USC football in Los Angeles is not just a game. It's an experience, a journey to greatness, and a pathway to becoming a national brand, all while wearing the iconic Cardinal and Gold. NIL is USC.
Head coach Lincoln Riley. Coach, your team had a short turnaround this week. How'd they prepare with one less day?
Yeah, we prepared hard. The guys have done a really good job throughout the week. You've got to handle the short week against a good opponent here. What a beautiful night to play football. We can't wait.
Yeah, this is an experienced Rutgers team. What's the key to success tonight?
Like you said, they're very experienced. They've always done a great job of not beating themselves, so we've got to do a good job of putting them in adverse situations, take advantage of our opportunities, and feed off of our home crowd.
All right, good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Started. We need everybody excited. Let's go do it. I'm about to play a really incredible song. Say ooh. I can't hear you.
For 136 years,
it's been us. It's been Los Angeles. It's been roses. It's been national championships. Since 1888, college football has been about USC. This has always been our sport. Now, this is our conference. And while our opponents change, our vision, our expectation, our standard stays the same. We are proud as hell to be Trojans. But we are not satisfied. What we're building here is stronger, faster, and bigger. This is college football on the biggest stage. This is USC.
Members of the Trojan family, presenting the Spirit of
proud supporters of USC athletics and our military veterans. Tonight we honor this week's student veteran of the game, Terrence Barry. A 10-year veteran of the U.S. Navy, Terrence served for 6 years aboard the USS Dallas. He completed deployments to the Persian Gulf and the South China Sea. After his time on the Howard, his service continued teaching Tomahawk missile system courses at the Surface Combat Systems Training Center in San Diego. Terrence is now a senior at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering, pursuing a degree in electrical and computer engineering. Please join us in welcoming Terrence Barry as our student veteran of the game and thanking him for his service. Please remain standing and join in singing as the Trojan Marching Band, under the direction of Dr. Jacob Vogel, plays our national anthem.
This update from Chavez Ravine. Mookie Betts has sacrificed, allowing Shohei Ohtani to score and tie the game at the bottom of the 8th inning. The score now 2-2. Trojan fans, here are tonight's Audi keys to the game. Go ahead and take out your cell phones right now and scan the QR code that you see on the screen to join our cell phone light show presented by Coca-Cola during tonight's intro video. You'll just hold up your phone and then enjoy the show. All right, Trojan fans, get on your feet to welcome your Trojans in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lights out!
guess who's back?
For it and find out. Go to AskForAthletic.com to find the closest retailer.